Hey guys, what's up? It's Ian Mac Retro here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over how the 5S is losing support for any mobile data networks. And if you don't know what that means, you might be like, oh, they're only shutting down 3G towers. That doesn't mean the phone will be completely disconnected. That's the problem. It will. The new 4G, which is actually LTE, now at least, is requiring phones to have voice over LTE or VoLTE, and anything from the 5S and older does not have that. And of course, equivalent Android phones with that same cell data based hardware. So immediately, a couple million phone users are going to be forced to upgrade. Thankfully, AT&T will give out free upgrades, is what I've seen, for anybody who has a older phone, like my 5S, that doesn't support voice over LTE, but I don't use AT&T. I use, what's it called? No name carrier. I'm not going to say because it's only within my state, which means it'll be easy to target me. But point being, I won't be able to get the free upgrade. I have to look for my own phone, and even worse, it has to be unlocked. So millions of users are being put out. Millions of AT&T and Verizon users will usually get a free replacement for the phone that supports voice over LTE. But for people like me, we're on our own. And sadly, phones like the 5S, 5, 4S, 4, 3GS, and 3G, which those last two were the first phones to even market 3G, or one of the first few market 3G, just 3GS being upgraded. Point being, though, those were the first two to ever market 3G, and sadly they won't be able to connect to mobile data anymore since 3G is being shut down. But that's the thing, the iPhone 4, 4S, and 5 and 5S all support LTE, don't they? Yes, but they make calls over 3G. Newer phones, if you have voice over LTE enabled, first thing, go to your settings, make sure your phone supports voice over LTE, and if you don't, look up online whether yours does. A lot of Android phones from Android 7 and newer support it. On the Android side of things, if it was shipped with Android 7 by stock, maybe Android 6 and updated to Android 7. Point being, though, once you figure that out, if your phone is good and you figure out how to enable it, if it supports it, you should be good. But then, people like me, we can't do a thing. And that's because our phone makes calls over 3G. Newer phones make calls over LTE. And that doesn't necessarily mean you could use your data during the call, but they make calls over LTE. And that's really inefficient when it comes to 3G calling. But so many phones still use it, people don't think it makes a difference. And I see why they're cutting off 3G towers finally. But yeah, it sucks. And like I said, if you have a 5S or older to the 3G, 2Gs can't even connect anymore because they're specifically 2G. But 3G all the way to the 5S can't connect anymore to any mobile data towers. 2G already can't connect. It's not being able to in 2017. But once that happens, there is going to be some problems for those phones. And then, of course, any equivalent Android phones in that time period. Some Android 6 phones supported voice over LTE, but that's usually a manufacturer decided feature, not the operating decided feature by Google. But I'm pretty sure for Android 7 and up, it was required to have a module in the phone to support it. If your phone had one in it, if you updated Android 7, a lot of older phones could have voice over LTE enabled, but things like the 5S for some reason couldn't. Probably could have, but Apple never did it. So, if you have a 5S, an iPhone 5, 4S, 4, 3GS, and 3G. None of those phones will be able to connect. The oldest is the iPhone 6. And this is happening in 2022. I should have said that. But when this happens, your old phone, it won't even be able to make 911 calls. It'll just sit in a drawer, or you can give it to a kid to use Roblox on Wi-Fi or Minecraft, whatever, as long as it can run them. But of course, the phone's also losing app support due to being old. So, I think that's about it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And please, if you're with no big carriers that will let you trade in your old phone for a new one, or even give you a free replacement, carriers that should do this are AT&T, Verizon, maybe T-Mobile, also maybe Verizon for Verizon. So AT&T is for sure from what I looked at, because I know that's what a lot of people are with. Verizon, I'm pretty sure might. I didn't check. Also, same thing for T-Mobile. Maybe US Cellular. That's probably also a no-go. All those big companies like that will probably do it. But for people like me, who are on a small company that's specifically within an area, they might leave their towers up for longer, which gives me time to look. But that doesn't mean they'll leave them up forever. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.